I'm sitting here on a park bench. Trying not to think about anything. Because a lot of things don't really matter. I've walked around this park like 6 times already. I'm still walking around. I have my trusty little vape pen. I can't quit. If anybody knows how to quit a vape, let me know. I seriously want to quit. But part of me says, nah, I don't want to quit. Part of me says don't quit, but that's just the old man in me. I was looking at not booze, mountain lightning. I figure no better place to sit than hit my vape and have a freaking mountain lightning than in the park. Staring at trees. That's the life, man. Staring at trees. Staring at things. Drinking mountain lightning. This is cheap stuff. I'm no only a user. I'm a consumer. And a buyer. I'm addicted to mountain lightning and a vape pen. Help me. So I'm sitting in the park. I've walked this park probably about 6 times already today. It's a very healthy choice. Yesterday I mowed the whole freaking grass of somebody that benefits from me mowing the grass. But it's a little brisk now. It's not as hot as it used to be. It used to be really hot. Now it's starting to really cool down. Not as hot as it was. It was like, just 2 weeks ago, it was like 90 degrees. Now it's not even 70. You know, one thing I've realized is no matter how much you try to do preventative medicine or whatever, we're all going to die. My problem is that they try to get you in the box before you're ready. As a veteran, I get all these emails on burial plots. Different burial plots for veterans. Who wants to think about dying when they're retired? Not me. Reminds me of when I was just a little boy. I think I was 17 years old. My dad had killed himself. And my dad basically jumped off a big bridge back in 1980. He had had enough of the world. And when he died, we didn't have the money. We were poor, just poor white trash, really. We didn't have the money to get him a proper burial. So all his buddies got together and built him a pine box. And then they buried him in that pine box right in the middle of the freaking cemetery. And I was standing there, my brother was standing there. My aunt's sitting there crawling at the ground. I didn't know what to think. I was like, what the hell is going on? And that's when I really started realizing that emotions can really rule a person's life. And I know they talk about this stoicism and all this other stuff, but there are some things in life that life is an emotional experience. In my experience, life has been very emotional. I have all the trappings of American society. I have all those trappings. I have all the amenities of modern day life. Cars, still have cars. Still have lots of things, items. But the one thing we lose is the health as we get older. This is natural because the body just naturally wants to stop. Watching a dog roll around. But that's one of the things I was thinking about, is that our bodies eventually want to stop. I'm going to keep walking. Leave all that behind me, whatever that is. And the real key to enjoying your life, I'm believing, is to just keep on frickin' moving. You get out of your head. I mean, yeah. It's all this living in our heads is really kind of weird. I mean, even back when I was a kid, my dad would have meet-togethers with other musicians, and they would play music in the house. Big frickin' bass, upright bass in there. Guitars, electric guitars, Fender Rhodes pianos. It was just like a big party. Now everything's just kind of like, well, when you retire, my dad never had an opportunity to retire because he took his own life at 43. So he never had that opportunity to reflect back on his life, kind of make amends for all the things he screwed up. This is like the Day of Atonement, so I think a lot of people are, sorry for my sins, blah, blah, blah. Now, do they go back to the same sinning after they've atoned their sins? I don't know. Maybe some people say, oh, well, okay. Let me go back to stealing from my employer now that I've atoned. You know, who knows? That's one of the things that I listen to, I hear it, but I don't care because I'm retired. This stuff doesn't apply to me. But it doesn't mean that I don't hear it. I just don't care. And when you act like that, you're going to get some flack. People are going to go, what do you mean you don't care? I say, I don't care. Whatever. Yeah. Some things are not worth holding on to. And that's what I mean, like emotionally. Some things are just worth saying, you know what, fuck it. It is what it is. Let it go. And try to enjoy the day. Because it's still a sunny day. I'm out here walking on a sunny day. I got bit by fire ants, but I'm still walking. And I'll go to bed tonight. And I'll be alright. Doesn't matter where I'm at, who I'm with, whatever. I got me. And that's what you have to realize is you have you. You. If you are not your friends, you are not your spouse, you are not your girlfriend, you are you. And that's when I started thinking, I have to put up some barriers. I guess they call them, you have to put up, I forget what they call it, but you have to set boundaries, I guess that's what they say. I set boundaries with people. I don't care who it is, you gotta set boundaries. Say, hey, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm sorry. This is a free country and I'm not gonna do that. So if people don't listen to you and what you have to say, your boundaries on things, you walk away. Say whatever. Because you got you. I was raised in the Catholic Church. I never really thought a whole lot about it. Because a lot of times we were like climbing around in the cathedral bells, the tower, throwing rocks at whatever. That's what kids do, act like idiots. Now supposedly you're supposed to be a grown-up and you don't do those things. You know right from wrong. Or you end up in the pokey. Oh, he's down there in the freaking jail right now. He's having a great time. He's got 4 walls. No. So, that's what I mean by putting up boundaries. You gotta say, yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and decline that. I was watching a video on this guy who was trying to get some medical stuff done, And people just giving him the full runaround. And it's so exhausting for him that he just falls into bed. So screw it. I'm not going to deal with this. He's like, fuck it. You go ahead and have your little powwows on your computers. I'm going to go out and have some fun. I've been this way for many decades. Always just did my own, rolled my own boat. Didn't matter what I was doing. Always did my own thing. The Marine Corps taught me that at an early age. Number one, it taught me to be a team, part of a team, but also taught me a thing about responsibility, self-responsibility, where in the civilian world, a lot of people like to drop the ball. You know, oh, she did it, he did it, whatever. I know, I worked at tons of civilian jobs. But in the military, you don't have that. You know, everybody works as a team, and one goes down, everybody goes down. One goes up, everybody goes up. So I huff it. I'm not losing a whole lot of weight. I think I lost probably 20 to 25 pounds, but one thing a doctor told me is that you can be a halfway big person and still be somewhat healthy. And a lot of it just takes diet, not drinking Mountain Lightning, of course, but this is 0 sugar, so it's still bad for you. This is a guilty pleasure. But doing stuff that's normal, you know, like a Homo Erectus. Homo Erectus is gonna walk. That's a normal thing for a human species. Just to walk. I don't think it's normal to go on these long, drawn-out trips to like Yellowstone Park. I've done it. I've taken long drives in my car all the way to Zion National Park. Went there. Spent some time there. Spent some time in Utah. Spent some time in New Mexico, California, Japan, Nevada. I've lived all over the place. I'm a wanderer, man. No forwarding address. No phone number and no forwarding address. But I also realize that the key to a lot of things is to don't blame anybody. Don't blame anybody. You screwed up, you just got to deal with it. Otherwise, you end up with a team of physicians standing over you. Or some friggin' lady in a little healthcare facility somewhere changing your diapers and yelling at you. That would be fighting words. The only time I got to that point was when I had the meningitis and I was in the hospital. But even then, I was in the hospital and I was trying. It was pretty typical of me. I was pulling the IVs out of my arms. Had me all hooked up, IVs. And I was told that I was pulling the IVs out. So the nurse station went off. And I'm in there, get me out of here. So that was an ordeal I will never 100% get over. I'll never recover from that. Cryptococcal meningitis. Probably not so much the experience, but what it does to you. You know, long-term effects of meningitis are not good. I'm lucky I'm still walking, talking, but at the same time I also had to relearn a lot of that stuff. And I had to be strong-willed to not want to give up and quit. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I want to say, but there's something in my head that says don't quit. You made it this far, made it to retirement. You know, you've been in the Marines, you've been in the Navy, you've been a commercial electrician. You can't quit now, dude. That's what I keep telling myself. Think of all the stuff you did. Think of all them ditches you had to dig. Think of all them orders you had to take in the Marines. All them freaking clowns telling you what to do. So these are the things that keep me moving, even through my own adversities. Times of being homeless. I remember the times I was homeless. I no longer get angry about it. I just look at it like that was a lesson to be learned. Those were lessons for you. Those are your own personal lessons. And this is like your own movie. The people in it, they're just part of your movie. They don't define who I am. They're just part of my whole movie. They may say something, but at the end of the day, as they call it, I listen to what's going on in my head. And what I remember, what goes on in my head, is I say, remember where you came from. Going from homeless to becoming an electrician, that was a huge thing. And the world don't care. I'm not trying to freaking do an ego trip on it either. Maybe it's just words of encouragement for somebody who's down and out. Because you might be up. You could be in school, in high school, college, thinking you know everything, but you don't. And you just have to keep listening to that head. That head tells you, look where you've been. Look what you've overcome. You're still getting up, you're still going, you're still moving. You're still reaching for something. Maybe it's just better health. Maybe it has nothing to do with like buying some new car, buying a new house. Maybe it's just trying to get, moving on your feet better. All right, that's all I gotta say. Tomorrow's Friday. Make it a good one.